Welcome to Keeping It Real, the largest podcast made by real estate agents and for real estate agents. My name is DJ Paris. I am your guide and host through the show. And today, once again, is our monthly series, Social Bootcamp with Gogo Bethke. Now, if you're new to the show, let me tell you about Gogo. Now, Gogo Bethke came to the United States in 2003 to build her American dream. She was broke. She had no real estate experience, no sphere of influence, barely spoke English, and only had $6 to her name. So it left her with nothing else but Facebook to help build her business, which is where she started. Now, she created Gogo's Real Estate and began her real estate career. And with the power of social media, Gogo has sold over 65 million in real estate transactions. She shares the good, the bad, and the ugly of real estate, and her honest snippets into her daily life has earned her tens of thousands of social media followers. And in the real estate community, she has earned the nickname the Queen of Social Media. Now, after being asked to present at various conferences and events with realtors, she built her own social media boot camp for realtors called Gogo's Bootcamp. Now, today, she has a team of almost 150 agents nationwide, and her goal is to help as many agents as possible make a name for themselves in real estate, utilizing the tips and strategies of top social media influencers. Now, if she can do it, this girl from Transylvania, Romania, with no formal U.S. education, no sphere of influence, no money, and no experience, and also having a really thick accent, anyone else can do it as well. I'd like everybody to do two quick things before we start our show, or keep these in mind to do these after the show ends. Number one, follow Gogo on Instagram, which is at Gogo's, Gogos Real Estate. So at Gogo's Real Estate. And also, please consider investing in her social boot camp. We have a special link just for our podcast listeners. So visit gogopodcast.com. Again, gogopodcast.com. There's a special offer just for our Keeping It Real fans and listeners and viewers. So once again, Gogo, welcome to the show.
Woo! Hi,
There is so much. Now, for our listeners, you can't see, but Gogo is sitting behind what either is the most amazing basement bar I have ever seen, or she is literally at a bar down the street. That is an amazing collection of alcohol.
This is my office. This is what it takes to be a top producing realtor.
I love it.
This is our basement, and I came down here because everybody was down here and I was upstairs ready for the show. And then everybody came upstairs. I was like, okay, well, then I'm going downstairs because I need to go live. So now I'm hiding down here.
Oh, and by the way, I want to give you one additional plug, because this is something we sometimes forget to mention. Our listeners are nationwide. Gogo's team, her real estate team, is also nationwide. If you like what she has to offer, if you like the contributions she makes on her show, please consider even reaching out to her to learn more about even joining her team. She has agents from pretty much every state in the country now, so reach out to her for that as well. I always forget to mention that. So.
Oh, you are the bestest. And by the way, you said 150, we are at 250.
250, yes. Yeah. Huge.
Growing, and I don't take a cut, guys. So when we say Team Gogo, I don't take a cut. I'm just here. Truly, I love what I get to do, and I love to surround myself with like-minded people. And I'm here to serve. I'm here to help other agents grow, and when they grow, I grow. So there's no cut with me. I will not take a cut of their commission. So that's not what Team Gogo is.
If you join my team, I am definitely going to take a cut. So don't join my team. No, I'm teasing. I don't have a nationwide team, but Gogo does. And she's awesome. And her team loves her. Since we started doing this show, I think she's added 100 people to her team, like in a year. And I am somebody that recruits agents 8 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. So I know how difficult that is. That's how amazing Gogo's team is people are naturally attracted to her and want to join her team, and she provides incredible value. So if you're not getting from what you need from your team, reach out to Gogo. It might be a great fit.
Thank you, darling. You're the bestest. So let's talk about reviews, and let's mess with the organic search engine optimization.
Perfect. So let's talk about this. So for our listeners, what is organic search engine optimization? First of all, what's search engine optimization? So there's really two things to think about when we're talking about search engine optimization. Is we want to get to the top of Google in those search results. So there's really two ways to do that. One is you can pay to do it. And the second way is you got to earn it. And the way to pay to do it is by buying ad space. So you create advertisements, and Google prioritizes those on the top of the search results, and also sometimes on the sidebar. So you can do that. Anybody can do that. If you bid the highest, you're going to get, and it's the most relevant to that particular search, you can do that. The better way, however, because most users of Google ignore the ads. So the best possible position is what we really call search engine optimization, organic search engine optimization, which means you earn the top spot. So agents all the time ask me, because at our firm, we build every agent their own custom website. And some agents who just aren't that familiar go, great, does this mean I'm just going to start getting leads left and right? We're like, no, that would be awesome, but you're competing with Zillow, Redfin, all these other firms that are trying to get that traffic. So it's very, very difficult to rise to the top of Google when you're absolutely just looking for, to do a search for real estate. But there are other ways to do that. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. So search engine optimization, or when you hear SEO from others, so you can be sophisticated, you know what they're talking about. So what we want to do is mess with it organically, meaning that you don't have to pay for, just like a DJ said here, Paris, if you pay for it, you're going to show up in the top 3, but it's going to say it's the advertising box. So right. You know, most people paid money to show up there. What you want is to be just under that box, right on top of the first page of Google. So then they know you earned that spot. Whatever you're doing it right, and it's working because you show up on the first page of Google. I actually just put a $397 new construction under contract this week. And I asked the client, say, how did you find me? And she goes, because she's from Indiana and I sell in Michigan. And I said, how did you find me? And she goes, oh, I Googled best realtors in Michigan. Right there. That's how much it costed me.
So I have a similar thing for my recruiting website. Our office is in Chicago, so we recruit Chicago agents. And if you type a search for best or highest real estate commission Chicago or best real estate commission Chicago, we show up #1 for that as well, and that helps. So there are ways to do this, everyone.
That's awesome. Yeah, so organically you can do it a few ways, and one of the bestest ways is to have your reviews and feedbacks on many different sites, and of course try to have 5-star reviews. And as DJ would say, as you just told me below, 5-star, it's almost unbelievable. So you might want to be a little bit at that, somewhere between that 4.3, 4.9, so they know that you're a real account. I'm proud to say that we are 4.9 at
awesome.
Gogo Bethke, and you work really hard for that. So let's break it down, because I use 3 different platforms for that. To get our reviews and feedback. So what happens is when we do a closing, as soon as we close and we get our closing packet, I bring it back to the office, and then Christy, our office manager, it processes every file. One of her steps out of the 12 steps after we close with a client is to reach out for reviews and feedbacks. Now I also do that right after we close. So I have a template in my notes in my phone. So just save a template in your notes. And right after closing, before I even walk out, I mention it to them very nicely. And I hope you had a 5-star experience working with me. I sure did. And I would appreciate if you took 2 minutes out of your life and you put that in writing, because my business is word to mouth. That's how I'm going to get my next client. And it means so much to us when you leave us a feedback or review. And then I usually say, and within 5 minutes, pretty much when I leave here, when I get a second, I'm going to send you a text message. You're also going to get an email from us. And if you would just take the time, all I need you to do is fill out one of them, copy and paste into the other 3 sources. So here's what happens, guys. When it comes to reviews and feedbacks, you want all of these different things, which I'm going to go into detail, the ones that we use, but we cannot copy and paste the results. Even if someone leaves you a 5-star review on one site, you cannot take that 5-star review yourself and put it onto Zillow.
Right.
It doesn't work. It has to come straight from the source. So that's why when you're talking to your clients, you want to explain to them that it's going to be 4 different links. And I appreciate you so much, but I need you to go to each of those links. So fill out the first, copy and paste into the other 3. So then it comes straight from the source. So the ones that I use are Google My Business, with you love.
I love Google My Business.
Love Google My Business. And then Zillow and Facebook. So let's start with My Business.
Those are the same 3 we use as well. So just to let everyone know what we do at our firm, we have 700 agents here. So we do that for our agents because agents are busy. Gogo is saying, hey, it's really easy. And she's absolutely right. Our agents don't listen to anything we say. So we have to do it for them. Gogo's agents listen to her. Ours don't. So what we do is we send out almost the exact same strategy Gogo has. Once a closing happens, we send an email. We don't do a text because we don't have a relationship with that client, but the agent, would be great if they could do it. Like Gogo said, definitely send them and say, guys, like Gogo said, have a little template. We just put a cute picture of a cat that looks like it's begging, and we say, please review our agent. And then we have Facebook, we have Google My Business, and we have Zillow on there as well. And then we send them another email 3 days later if they forget, and then a third email 3 days after that, and then we leave them alone. But that's exactly the same strategy we use.
Yeah, so we have something similar. So I send the first text right there, but I mention to them before I walk out, then that text is
smart.
So they're expecting it. And usually they get it done usually that same night. So then it doesn't get lost. So just to save yourself some time, guys, save up a very nice template. And in your notes, in your phone, I am a iPhone user. So I go into the notes, I save up the template, and literally I have a closing template. And after closing, I go in there, copy, paste in the text message. It's that simple. Then Christy will send them the email the day of or next day when she's processing the file. If you don't get it back within 2 days, she'll follow up with an email. If you don't get it back 2 days after that, she'll make a phone call. If they don't get it done after that, she sends me on them. She usually said, don't make me send Gogo on you.
I love it.
You're going to get that feedback, guys. Okay, it's very important. It's like people going to Google you. If you don't exist on Google, you don't exist for the millennial. So soon you don't exist. Because soon the biggest pool of buyers are millennials. What are you going to do?
Yeah. So everyone, if you're not familiar with Google My Business, all this is Google's business platform. So you go on there, you register, it takes 2 minutes. It's super easy, and they'll give you a link, and then you'll be providing that link to your clients when they close. Same thing with Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook page, you absolutely need a Facebook page. Don't do everything from your personal account because you can't get reviews on your personal account. I don't believe, right? Only on your business page. So create a Facebook business page. You can ask for a review there. And obviously everyone listening knows about Zillow. And a quick little pro tip, if you're a .loop user, some people are DocuSigns, some people are .loop. Whichever system you use, if you happen to be using .loop, there is a little button right inside of .loop that's connected to your Zillow account because .loop is owned by Zillow, and you can just send that right to your client, push a button, and then they can write you a review right there, which is kind of cool.
.loop is owned by Zillow. I just learned something.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Christy said I didn't know that. Christy does it for me. Oh, good to know. Now I'm smarter today. So Google My Business is simple, but there is a kind of a one-step trick to it that it threw me to the curve at first. So when you create your Google My Business account, guys, you know how simple it is? You Google it. How do I create a Google My Business account? Voila, they're going to give you a step-by-step instruction, and you're going to follow it. It's that simple. But when you follow it, here's the trick. You have to confirm that business, which means they're going to snail mail you.
Like a postcard. Yeah.
I was like, you kidding me? Google gonna snail mail me a postcard? Are you kidding right now? But they snail mail you a postcard. So you're gonna have to hawk that, because without that code that's in that postcard, you cannot confirm your account. And without confirming account, you cannot receive reviews and feedback. So then after you push that button, you're gonna keep your eye on your post. And every day when it comes, it's like a funny looking thing. It's gonna say Google on it. You keep it, you open it, there's a 6-digit code in there. You're gonna enter it, confirming your account, and then you're good to go forever.
I have a couple other little Google My Business tips while we're on the subject. So getting reviews is the most important thing. As Gogo mentioned, really easy to do. Once you sign up, you'll see it's so easy. The second and third thing I want to mention about Google My Business is Google My Business is right now a big focus for Google. So they are prioritizing this in the search results. In other words, they want to see active businesses who are actively pushing content through Google My Business. What does this mean? You can post little tiny blog posts like micro blogs. You could post images. You can post call to action, and they last for a week. And Google loves this. So when you create your Google My Business account, you'll see the ability to write a post. They call it update. You can put an update in there. Here's what I do, and I do this every single week. I think of something cute and funny, and I create it in Canva. And Gogo is a big Canva fan, so canva.com is a great, I pay for the premium, but you probably don't need to. Use the free service for now. It's amazing. They have all sorts of templates, and you can make anything you want in there. Usually I do something COVID related about wearing your mask, things like that these days, but I make it kind of cute and funny. And then I post it on Google My Business, where it lives for a week and then it goes away. And then I post another one, and you can do this every week. And here's the trick. The reason why Google wants this is they really want people using that platform. They want their users to get their information from their Google My Business page. So you can post a thing, you could just post little posts there every single week, letting your viewers see what is going on in your business. And you can have a call to action in there. So if you want somebody to visit your website or call you, you can actually put a little button right at the bottom. It's so easy. It takes me, no joke, less than 5 minutes a week to do this. The third thing I'll mention is photos and videos. So Google My Business loves when you upload all your photos. So if I was an agent, which I'm not, but if I was, I would be uploading every photo for every home I ever show. Now, assuming that that's okay with my clients, I would be doing that because the more photos and the virtual tours, the videos, the better. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos. We don't do that for our agents. We just post silly pictures of our office, but that works too. So the more content you put in Google My Business, the better off you're going to be. Okay, I'll shut up. Go. Yeah.
Allow you to do that. So I have a marketing agreement outside of anything that our brokerage offers, and my marketing says, "Are you okay?" So when they get under contract with me, they understand that at some point, their home, their image, their voice, the home's belongings, at some point might show up on a live, might show up in a photo. You might walk in when I'm going live, and I'm going to post that live because just you walked into it. Now I'm not going to not post it. My job is to sell your house. So we signed that contract ahead of time so that they understand that their image, their voice, their belongings, their home, it will be everywhere and every site and every social media platform that they ever thought of, even on the ones they never heard of. And by having a contract before, now I don't have to worry about if they walk into a live.
Because I want everyone to think, all of our listeners think about this. Let's say you're not an agent, you're a buyer or a seller, you don't have a realtor, and you go online and you search in your local area and you see somebody who has a 4.9 like Gogo does for her real estate business. You say, well, that looks pretty great. And then you see she's got hundreds and hundreds of photos in there. So you say, okay, I want to see who she works with, what she's all about. And then you're going to look at her posts. You are going to want to work with her because this person is doing a lot. Now, here's the good news. 99% of businesses are not doing any of this. And I mean all businesses. They're not working on their reviews. They're not working on they're certainly not posting photos and videos, and they're not doing those weekly posts. This is something where nobody is doing it, and you can absolutely shine.
Yeah. So with that, Google My Business, after you confirmed your account, you're going to go back, and you can do it as simple as just go through this year's closing and then get into the habit of getting all future closings in there. But you go to this year's closing, you give them a call and say, hey guys, I know I didn't get a chance to ask for you a review, and I know we worked 10 months ago, but now I have a Google My Business account and my business is worth them out. It would mean so much to me if you could fill this out and then send it to them. And then in the future, send it to everybody after closing. So that is your Google My Business. You want reviews and feedbacks on there, and you want posts on there, so you actually look legit and you show up on the front page. So set a reminder for yourself. Maybe every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock with your morning coffee, get into the habit of, I must post something today, anything, and Google My Business.
And one last Google My Business tip. When somebody is kind enough to write you a review, you will get notified, not always instantly. Sometimes we get notified instantly, but it's usually within 24 hours. You will get notified. The moment you see that review come in, that is gold. You reply to that review. Absolutely, immediately you thank the person because those reviews are public, or those comments are public, and people on Google want to see that the business owner is actually interacting, and especially if it's a less than positive review. There is nothing wrong with less than positive reviews, except if you remain silent. It's okay if somebody doesn't have a perfect experience with you. We know some people are going to have that. Hopefully not many, but you want to say, I am really, really sorry for your experience. Contact us. We'll do everything we can to correct this, for whatever you want to say, but don't argue, don't fight, acknowledge their pain, and say, I promise to do better in the future, or whatever you need to say, because that is going to be public. And the public wants compassion and empathy. And so if you can do that in the face of adversity, when people are like, you did not do a great job for me, which by the way is inevitable, it's going to happen. It's okay. Don't worry. We don't expect anyone to be perfect, but we expect them to respond.
Yeah. And sometimes it's as simple as just clashing as personalities. Because sometimes if you do the same exact job, it's perfect to this couple, and they're happier than clown, and they're so excited, and they tell everyone and their mother how awesome you were. And you do the same exact job to this guy over here, and he's like, I'm never going to work with you again. And da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, dude, I did the same amount of work. So it could be as simple. You can't even have everyone cup of tea, and that's okay.
Right. Reply to every review.
reply to every review and say, I'm so sorry. I try my best next time. Wasn't enough. My best wasn't enough. Okay, so on to the next, Zillow.
Yes.
Zillow, I want to mention a couple of things. I do not buy Zillow leads. I never have. I also don't, I'm not like I don't even know what that's called, a preferred agent or whatever.
Yeah, premier agent, yeah.
Agent to show up. I don't even pay for that. So I do not buy, so said, anything that Zillow offers from their services, but I do understand that Zillow generates a lot of traffic to their site. And people will search for an agent on Zillow because they don't really know of other sources. So when they do that, I want me to pop up based on my volume, and I want me to pop up based on the results and the feedback. So for that, every time we close on a transaction, we'll go in there and we ask for a review from our clients, same as we do on Google My Business. But also one of the most important things, guys, and I don't know if you realize this, but if you're on the buy side of a transaction and you don't go into Zillow, and you can claim your transaction, that transaction can be claimed by the listing agent, and now she or he is going to get double the value. So they might look like they might did 3 million in production, but it looks like they did 6 because they claimed each side, just because you as the buyer's agent didn't log in there and claim your sales. So it's very important to log in there after every transaction and claim the buy side, so that volume of transactions shows up under your name. So when somebody's Googling you, or Zillowing you, they can see that you have done this many transactions, and out of those, this many left you a 4.9 review.
And I want to, for everyone who's listening, I think most of our listeners know this. Every single person you work with is going to look you up on Zillow. Now, if you think, no, my clients don't use it. Yes, they do. They don't tell you. They absolutely do. So you need to, number one, have reviews on there, have a profile that's filled out. So many agents never fill out their Zillow profile. And then number two, like Gogo just said, make sure your production is in there. And here's the good news. If it's like, a couple years ago, it didn't seem to push into their system, but I did a bunch of production they're not showing, you can ask for a review. They will fix that for you. Reach out to Zillow. They want it to be accurate, so they will absolutely help you with that.
Christy? Oh, she must have left. I wanted to ask her what happens if a listing agent claims it, but I think you can claim it back.
You can. I
don't exactly know the steps of it. And then the last one is Facebook. In my case. So you must have, when I talk about a Facebook account, guys, I always talk business account, not personal. Okay. So mine is Gogo's Real Estate Team on Facebook. You can find us there, 4.9 reviews. Or 4.9 star reviews. And so on there, same thing. When your account is a business account, you're going to have a direct link to your reviews. You're going to take that link, you're going to plug it into your text message and email address, and you're going to send it out to clients. And then so when your clients fill it out, it automatically shows their Facebook profile. So if somebody really wants to double check their experience and ask them, hey, how was it really working with Gogo? They can reach out to one another and talk to each other. So that's an awesome feature. And then again, the more Facebook stuff you have, you higher you pop up on Google.
Yeah, it's a really great idea. And guys, if you're thinking about back to the Google My Business just for a second, if you're posting in Facebook and Instagram and you're creating these really beautiful posts and you're like, I really wish I could push them somewhere else. By the way, you can also save those images, push them into Google My Business as well. So if you're like, I don't want to create more content, I'm already doing Instagram, I'm already doing Facebook business page, take those same images, push them into Google My Business, takes 2 seconds, you just saved yourself time.
So can I add in here, if I may? It's really not regarding the Zillow thing or the
sure.
But to save time, guys, you can hire a virtual assistant. So DJ and I were talking about this just prior to the show. We each have virtual assistants, and I use mine to, there was a day when I logged into my LinkedIn account and I literally had 946 messages.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would have to clear my calendar for freaking 3 days just so I can check my LinkedIn messages. So I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. So that was the initial thought behind it. I would hire a virtual assistant, and her job is to read all of my messages and then tell me, leave the ones that I need to address, put them back into unread status, and then tell me today you have 4 to address. So then I'll go in there, address the ones that I have. Because there's so many automated things on LinkedIn where like, oh, I'm so excited to be connected. Me too. But now I have to read this 942 times to figure out there's only 4 messages I truly need to address.
Right.
So right that there saves me 4 hours, gosh, a week probably, if not more.
And I want to make this really even more clear, because Gogo just said something really, really important. So if you're using LinkedIn, we know your inbox in LinkedIn, your LinkedIn inbox just gets so full every day you're going to get dozens and dozens of messages if you have, a few thousand connections. And I think I have like 5,000 connections because I accept anyone who friends me on LinkedIn. And so I just get inundated. And to Gogo's point, I never even look at my inbox because so much of it is stuff I don't care about. But Gogo just brought up a really good point. Maybe there was a Chicago agent who said, hey, DJ, because I post our podcast on there. Maybe there's somebody that said, hey, DJ, I want to join your team. And I would have never, ever seen it. So I am going to hire a personal, a virtual assistant, and I'm not kidding, to absolutely do this because I know I'm missing opportunity there. Or even if they just wrote back to every one of those people, if you're an agent, and said, hey, by the way, I'm a real estate agent in this area. And if you're ever interested, if that's all they did, you would get clients from that. Absolutely.
But now imagine taking a step further. Yes, I'm a real estate agent in Michigan and I can personally help you with those transactions, but I have connections all over the nation. So no,
I love it.
I have a realtor on the ground. We would love to represent you with any of your real estate needs. Please feel free to reach out to me and we'll take care of you like I would take care of them here in Michigan. So now you just got yourself what?
Referrals.
25% of an other agent's commission. And all you did is responded to a LinkedIn.
And if you need to find an agent in that area, guess where you go? Zillow. And you look at the reviews and you pick the agents that have the most reviews and the best reviews. And you go, that's probably a good agent. And you call them and you say, today is your lucky day, Mr. and Mrs. Agent. I have a buyer or a seller that is moving to Little Rock. How would you like this lead? I would like 30% or whatever you both agree upon is fair. I would like some of the commission. What do you think? And 99 times out of 100, they will say, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I also have I have a referral form. So it's called, I have a referral for you. If you want to be on our referral form, please fill it out. All you need to do is go to Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, go to my link in my bio, sign up on the form. It's going to ask you all the right questions, what areas you cover and things like that. So all I need to do, if I get somebody in Little Rock, I put in Little Rock, these agents pop up, we'll speed it to all, first come, first serve.
I love it. Well, I think this is a perfect place to end because we have just said so much in about 30 minutes. I don't want to overwhelm our audience and I want them to keep wanting more. But if you liked what you heard, again, please do these two things. Actually, I'm going to ask you to do like 4 things, but do these at least 2 things. Number 1, follow Gogo on Instagram. So go to Instagram, find her. It's Gogo's Real Estate. At Gogo's Real Estate, you can find her, follow her, and you'll see not only how she projects her life into her Instagram, and also she'll also see her marketing prowess and how she goes about advertising for clients, advertising listings, and showcasing what she does in her personal life. So do that, and then also go. I could not encourage you to do this more. Go to gogopodcast.com. You will find Gogo's Bootcamp. It is the very best program on the planet for real estate agents to become experts in social media. If you think, I'm not that person. I'm not a social media influencer. Nobody was when they first started. Nobody was. And you don't have to give up your private life to do it. You don't have to give up privacy. You can find your own comfortable boundaries around it, but you have to be there. So go to gogopodcast.com. Tell us a little bit about the program real quickly, if you don't mind.
So it started out originally with me not having to repeat myself over and over again, teaching the same class, just responding, hey, Gogo, I got a question. And so I figured, okay, if I record myself, then everybody else can just watch it on their own time and I'm not losing my voice over it. As you can hear, I do a lot of podcasts and stuff. So it started out with the idea of let me record myself. Now it's over 200 hours of video, guys, everything that I have done in my career and why. So everything from explaining the basics of social media. So even though we call it a social media boot camp, it is, but in the end of the day, I run multiple businesses off of it. I have 11 different avenues of income with the affiliate links, which all in the end of the day feeds back to the social media platform. So it teaches so there's a few series and then a few different courses inside of Gogo's Bootcamp. So series 1 teaches you the very basics of social media, why we do it, what is your bio, what is a story, what is a feed, what is a post, what is a hashtag, how do you use them, what is the reason behind it, how do you tag a location, why do you tag a person, that kind of stuff. Then series 2 explains how to work in your business. So all the systems, all the Zapiers and how to integrate things and why you integrate things and all of the forms and all of the apps and all of the things and everything that I possibly use, anything on the buy side, anything on the listing side, anything from like, how do I even create a CMA? Basic things, realtors, okay? Series 3 now talks about, okay, now you have the basics. Now your business is running. Now, how do you set up your business where it runs without you? How do you work not in your business, but on your business so you can take it to the next level? So that's Series 3. We also have a 10-week course in there with Mark Z and myself where we literally talk about every aspect of running a business. So Mark Z is one of my business partners here in the state of Michigan. He has a massive team. He's #1 in the state when it comes to teams, and I think number 11 or so in the nation. He has a massive mega team here in Michigan. So we talk about what is like when you're running marketing and a business with money, and what is it like when you run it without it, so organically. So we literally compare anything, how to run open houses, how to build a team, when to hire a first assistant, how to pay your assistant, how to make 6 digits passive income, how do you build an empire without you trading your own time, how to make money while you're sleeping, that kind of stuff. Everything in between you can think of, from the basics of real estate to all the way to where your business is running without you and everything in between. Then we have a mindset course. Mindset course alone is like 80 videos, guys. I have learned a few lessons, sadly, on my own skin through my career. So my goal is, if I can just share that knowledge that I've learned, so you don't personally have to go through that heartache and that life lesson, because 90% of your success is these 6 inches between your ears, then I can help you without learning that life lesson to have the knowledge so you know how to tackle it when it hits you in the face. So that's the course. Then we have finesse. So even though I personally do everything and what I built it organically, we also have a course inside of Gogo's Bootcamp that's called Finesse. Finesse teaches you the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads side of things. Okay, now that you build an audience, those people decided to follow you, but what if you want to reach the masses, the people that don't know of your existence? What if you want to run an ad that's very specific to that $2 million and above gated community lakefront property? How do you run an ad? So it teaches you everything. So not only teaches you the basics and how to run it, it literally gives you our most successful ads copy for copy. It also plugs in your Facebook chat box with 3 clicks of a button. We have our chat box, we have our automated messages, we have our ads that all you need to do, throw $5 at it, push a button, and it's running in your account. And I could continue on. Then we came out with Gogo's Bootcamp 2.0 because, of course, Instagram and Facebook change their algorithm all the time. Things that I used to do 2 years ago, it's no longer working. Now I'm doing something else. So then we came out with a new series. Now they're coming out next week. We're getting an agent attraction course released. And that's for anybody that, let's say, wants to build a team, or they have a brokerage and want to attract agents to that brokerage, or they are with EXP, for example, and they want to build a downlines. But it is not EXP specific. It is specific to anyone who wants to build a team and attract agents. And the keyword here is attract, because out of the 96 agents that I have brought to the company, 85 of them I've never met. They all came to me from Instagram. So the whole course is not only teaching the mindset behind it, but sharing all of the tools, because think about it, it's a system, guys. It's not, what it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a team to run a business. So everything and all the apps and all the systems and all the documents and all the automated, everything that we do is a part of the agent attraction course, and that's coming out next week. So we keep adding on to the courses inside Gogo's Bootcamp, and it will teach you everything that I have ever done and I have ever learned through my career since 2011. It's in that course.
And I can personally attest for how great the system is. We use it as well here at our company. So everyone, our listeners, we don't really ever promote anything other than Gogo's Bootcamp, because we just know it's the very best program we've ever found. So please, everyone, go visit gogopodcast.com to get your special discount for our listeners. Gogo, awesome job as usual. I'm jealous of the beautiful bar that I am staring at in the background. It is amazing.
I'll get a photo so you can look at it.
There you go. So everyone who's listening, I'm going to ask everyone to do 2 quick things before we go. Number 1, tell a friend. Think of 1 other agent, maybe 2 other agents that could benefit from having heard this interview with Gogo, and send them a link to our podcast. The easiest way to do it, guys, if you're not a podcast person or the person you're sending it to isn't, go to our website, keepingitrealpod.com. Every episode we've ever done is there, or just pull up a podcast app, search for Keeping It Real. We'll show right up. And also, second, follow us on Facebook. We post articles every single day that we find online dedicated to help you grow your business. That's the only content we post. Only content is these episodes and articles we find to help you grow. Visit us, facebook.com/Keeping It Real Pod. Gogo, on behalf of the audience, again, thank you. And on behalf of Gogo and myself, to our wonderful audience who continues to grow, we thank you for listening and supporting our show. And Gogo, we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for having me. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.